Welcome to 1407 Great Malkin Lane. This is the living memory of the X-Men. Today we're doing a new panel with the AKPC. I'm not going to tell you what it means yet, but let me tell you, it's hilarious. I'm bringing in two of my close friends in X-Men. My friends in Allah. No, okay, I'm kidding. Okay. We got Sterling and we have MJ. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
This week we're just talking about X-Men this week. What happened, what we like, what we didn't like, crazy theories. Why did we want to punch Sinister in the mouth? Just a bunch of reasons, a bunch of things. See what happens.
Oh yeah.
We were talking about X-Force before I realized we weren't even recording. So, X-Force, like
at least we tangented though, so we didn't actually talk too much about the comic.
Right.
That's correct.
Right. All right, let's see how we felt about it. Let's go. MJ, please. So get the ball rolling, bud.
So I liked it. It was good. I seem to not like, I watch a lot of reviews of people. I seem to not like it as much as other people liked it. I'm not sure why. I thought it was good though. We got the ball moving. I'm starting to realize comics are slower than I thought they would be. I'm always expecting them to be like huge, like House of X stuff. So I'm used to manga, I guess. So I don't know. But no, it was good. I don't understand how there's no telepaths monitoring people though and whatnot, but yeah.
Police state. They don't be like you. That's antitrust. You can't have telepaths monitoring everybody at all times. The fact that Xavier really thinks that no mutant is going to be snitching about the resurrection protocols is beyond me. Like, how does that even work? Because people talk. Lots of people talk.
Well, do you remember the pollen? Krakoa has like a pollen field. I feel like it should sense when people die. There's a pollen field all around the world.
Yeah.
Krakoa can sense people in like America using his pollen. So I feel like Krakoa should be and Savage Land should be filled with pollen. I don't know. That's just a nitpick, I guess.
But we do know that like those golden girls, which I'm not joking, like people go out and read the book. There actually are golden girls. Like they're like those golden girls that were able to actually hack into the plants. So maybe that's like a blind spot in how they're not able to like monitor people, because we do know that like those women are working with the Orcus. So which actually is also a power, isn't it?
I can see there being black zones where they can't sense, but Savage Land is like a colony of Krakoa, so like I don't know.
They got a farm. They put a farm there. I wouldn't.
No, sorry, a colony in the Savage Land, not the entire Savage Land.
Okay.
Just a colony in the Savage Land.
I'm surprised the Savage Land is so cool with it. Like the locals and like they don't have to deal with Sauron. Khazar's like, yeah, I have no issue.
This guy needs to show up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Khazar. Yeah. You just mentioned
that's
Khazar.
backwards, though, I think. But yeah.
Like I don't. But yeah, with Colossus and everything, why does it feel like he always gets screwed? Like anytime he's in a story, he gets screwed over somehow.
It's the destiny of Colossus.
Building to something big, though. I think this is going to be big for him because it's been a long time. He's been gone in the down burner since House of X. So I think we're leading to like Russia no longer being this evil people. I think we're going to Russia. That's kind of racist, having a nation be evil for like 80 years in the comics.
What are you talking about? That's how America views Germany.
Right. We're quick to use the Nazis.
But like Germany today is a democratic. Japan today is a democratic nation. Russia is mostly a democratic nation. There's 300 million people that probably don't want to be viewed as villains in a comic.
No, absolutely. I think I believe that, but it's just like, America still looks at, like I said, America still looks at Germany like a villain. It's like, yeah, you changed, but we haven't forgotten. We haven't forgotten. You used to be the bad guy.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised we haven't, like, we as Americans, at least for comic books, haven't like started making China more of the villains, but I guess we want that money. So I know we're not ready to have that conversation, are we?
No, we are not. We are not ready for that.
Is anyone else here reading Winter Guard?
I have no. Like I'm trying to read.
I think it's going to be important, though. I do think so. It is leading towards a democratic Russia, and so I think that's what this comic is kind of playing into.
Um, I would say the art in this is really good. I really like the Colossus brother is just the biggest dick. He's just a
I can't remember if it was Bendis or Deegan or Duggan. Someone said something about Jean Grey's outfit, and they're like defending her, the reason her outfit is so sexual, and they're saying like Krakoa is all about freeing the thighs. This comic is all about freeing the thighs.
Yes, that was what I remember that was one of the like early, there was like a poster for it, and it was like it had Jean Grey's outfit, and it said like it was in the Krakoan context, like back when I was actually like I took the time to like translate it.
Yeah.
It said like thick thighs saves lives. That's what it actually said. I wish I don't know if I can pull it up. I'll send it to you, but I'm there like I don't know if that's that kind of podcast. But
the fact that you said the fact like Jean Grey, it's implying that Jean Grey is thick. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
like,
hey, she's thick for a white woman. Okay, come on.
Rogue is thick for a white woman.
That is correct.
No. She was thick for a white woman. In Excalibur, she looks like a bloody elf.
She's not even on the team anymore.
I know.
But I don't know. Like when people say like, "Oh, Jean Grey's thick," it's the same people who think that Emma Frost is super beautiful. I'm like, okay.
I think I misquoted it. It was a Film Noto cover. It actually says "free thighs for free people." But so I mean I like what I said better. But
I remembered free the thigh. I remembered free the thigh.
Yeah, free the thigh.
Just rough. Oh, but like here's something about that costume that just kind of bothers me. So if Jean Grey is flying around, oh yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute. We're going to talk about that. Like put a pin on it. We'll come back to it. The fact that like she's wearing a short skirt and then she flies into the air, everybody can look right up and like, I can see Jean Grey's Princess Kitty Castle.
I mean, by that logic, like that's another anime trope then, like that they should capitalize on, because everyone knows that when it comes to anime, like it should be revealed that she wears striped panties. Right. Because that's a big anime trope. Like you just show it one time. Like it's all we need.
That'd be a really funny sinister lounge secret.
That would be funny.
That would be really funny.
This is not a manga. She's wearing spandex.
No, she's wearing,
but she's not wearing. No, it's just the dress and the boot and the mask. But the mask is done, by the way. But that's just me. But it's just she's not wearing. But she's not wearing anything under that. Like, well, hopefully she's wearing. I mean, well, I won't say hopefully, but she's probably wearing underwear.
No. She's wearing those like tight shorts that girls wear under skirts. It's
maybe. Yeah, like, well, let's call it. I mean, if I can ever talk to like Russell Dodderman or anybody that's drawing Jean Grey like the way I like, I will like. I don't have Twitter, so. Maybe I don't even have TikTok, so maybe one of you guys can TikTok one of the artists and be like, "Hey, is she wearing leggings?" Like,
well, I don't think leggings. We clearly see her thighs open. I just
open.
Is she wearing board shorts underneath? Like, what are we doing here? Like, what?
I want to see somebody just make a blatant like disrespectful comment like, "Jean doesn't shave." What? Because that theory, that rumor just spread around like, hey man, do you hear Jean Grey doesn't shave? Oh man, I heard that. just Jean's funny.
Well, you know there's gonna be a Reddit page where it's a bunch of like pictures, So
there pretty much is a Reddit page on there pretty much is a Reddit page in Marvel. Like I remember back when I in New Mutants with that's how those people found Beacon Angel. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. We haven't seen that come back yet. I took care of it, but like
I know, no, it's a lot of setup that I think might not pay off for a while. Like when Hickman was still with this thing, I was like, okay, no, like it's set up, but I know it's gonna come like eventually. Now I'm like, okay, it might have been dropped. Like I was like, well,
okay, MJ, we're gonna talk about that one part when Colossus committed. I mean, I wouldn't blame him. Like I thought she was committed murder. He killed Kayla. And
is she a mutant?
Yeah, she's a mutant.
Okay, so he didn't commit murder.
Okay,
yeah, fair.
He took.
I thought she was part of the whole ploy. I thought she
That's
was
what
under
I
the whole
thought.
spell.
I thought that too.
Like,
'Cause, like,
how many times did she attack? Who? A kid? I know.
Domino?
Who did she attack? Kitty Pride or something?
Domino.
It was
Domino.
Okay, with her though, like okay, with Kayla, I always kind of like the way they written her. They made her seem like you shouldn't be talking to him. He doesn't need you anymore. Like, okay, calm down, Miss New. You're the new one. Okay, we're not talking to you. We're talking to Pete. Just I didn't like her, and now she's dead. I'm like, okay, that sucks. They're gonna bring her back.
There has to be more. Like Xavier showing up at the very end. Maybe she was his pawn. I don't know.
Why? I mean, why would you want to keep an eye on Colossus?
Maybe Xavier wants bigger plans for him. You know.
Why he's gonna make?
If I remember correctly, wasn't like with Rasputin, wasn't one of her powers, wasn't one of them Colossuses?
Yeah. No, wait. I thought that was magic.
Yeah, magic for sure. But like, well, that's because of Soul Sword. But I'm fairly certain that
She had the metal arm though, right? It's like
I'm fairly certain that she had the metal, like that she had metal too.
yeah. Like I thought that was because of Ileana's soul sword, because like her arm changes to metal.
I know we don't even talk about that either, do we? There's a lot of stuff about these characters we don't address.
There's a lot we don't address, like how Ileana's not really the real Ileana that we know. This is from Ileana from a different timeline. Like it's weird, but no, like because Ileana died when she was 7, and like this one comes out she's like 17.
Right.
Just
yeah,
it is.
That's why I prefer to live in headcanon instead of trying to.
No, the headcanon gives you blind spots. Like anybody has their own headcanon about how it has blind spots because they're picking and choosing what.
Oh yeah, we all have headcanon though. Like I mean, yeah, like we all have some stuff that is just that's just our headcanon, and sometimes it'll get confirmed. Sometimes you can will headcanon into existence because once again, one of the biggest ones was the throuple with Jean Grey, Wolverine, and Cyclops, which never existed until this book.
Okay. Or this I don't even think no, it's a 4-way. This is Scott and Jean having an open marriage, and they let drunk Uncle Fester live at the house, and they let the wannabe Morticia, she came.
I'll say this.
You see their bed. Sorry, you see their bed. It's way too big for 2. Come on.
I'll just say this specifically, and I wholeheartedly believe in Death of the Author, and I don't like using author's notes when it comes to this, or like what the author says. Like, if you wanted it to happen, you need to make it apparent in the book.
Thank you.
But one thing, I think it was Hickman that said it specifically. Granted, that doesn't. I mean, that's even more of a. Is even more that's proven out because he's not even writing the books anymore. But he said basically that when it came to Emma Frost and Jean Grey, like they respect each other, but they'll never be seen in each other's houses. Now we know that's not true because if I remember correctly, Emma Frost did pop up in Cable while Cyclops was on the moon eating a Philly cheesesteak. So that's not even true. So,
no. It was like, hey, Emma, yeah, she ain't here. Come on by.
Right. And one thing I was I was a little skeptical at first, but they're definitely confirmed it in the most recent, not the most recent one, but I think an issue before and it was either X-Men or it was one of the issues, but when it was the issue where it was the issue where Bishop became the new Captain Commander because Emma specifically says Scott, my love. So she still has feelings for him. So I'm like, boom. Because it's funny because I remember when Bill was kind of he made, I think it was just joking, but it could be true when for Hellions, I think Bill said like, oh, maybe Havoc and Emma have something going on because Havoc was at her abode.
I mean, but all right. This is why I think Scott Summers is probably the biggest playboy of the X-Men of all time. He had Emma Frost and he dropped her twice. And now she's his side chick.
Yeah.
Think about that. A
He has a way with psychics. He just I don't know what it is, but he has a way with psychics.
And knowing all this information, I
oh
really
my god, sidekick, side chicks. It was there the whole time.
like. I want to see, like, with the way Emma treats people, I want to see somebody go, "You're really arrogant for a side chick."
It's just the
It's
fact
like,
that
that would just ruin anything she has to say.
Right.
Like,
she's a straight up dominatrix, and she got dominated by like arguably like the Boy Scout of the X-Men. So I'm like, bro, like this man is untouchable. This man is legendary.
right? He is a living legend. He's a legend. And I follow him into battle any day. Wolverine, I'd be like, who'd you piss off? And like, are you gonna pay me for this?
Yeah, it's like, are you even on this team right now? Shouldn't you be with the Avengers?
Right. It's like, oh, it's like, hey, shouldn't you be talking to your kids? I'm sorry. Anytime you see, it's kind of like what you said about Mystique Silver. Anytime you see Wolverine being like concerned about somebody else, it shows like how he ain't shit. Like he has kids that he hasn't even seen. He hasn't even showed up in X Factor to see his son. He didn't even know that Gabby was killed.
He's legitimately giving more attention to Kitty Pryde.
Oh god.
After he knew Dawkins was a person, but then he has Dawkins.
The one thing I think we can give Wolverine. So like, okay, we're kind of moving on to another comic, but we'll go back to X-Force. So in X-Men, Sync. So actually, Sync doesn't really show up in this comic, but Sync has been getting a lot of hype up in the comics recently.
As he should.
As he should.
Like way back in Generation X, people were fans were very upset that he died.
Oh,
and like they were campaigning for decades actually to bring him back, and they finally did.
Oh, let me tell you something else to add on to that, Silver. When they did that, they jumped 6 months ahead and they didn't explain it. They just said Sync is gone. Like, what happened? And
so they killed him off screen.
They showed us what happened like 8 months later.
Right.
So the idea of Sync is that he can use your power, and he's better at it than yourself.
Right. He pretty much
even if he can take Wolverine's power, even if he takes Wolverine's power and has more healing factor, Wolverine is the best at what he does, and what he does is not pretty.
Yes.
I don't think
that's a difference.
Wolverine.
But so that's the difference of I won't say nature and nurture. That's kind of it. But when that really is nature versus nurture. So that is true. What Sync can do to a certain degree is take your power and make it augment to like its best potential, but that still doesn't technically mean he knows how to use it better. I do think actually, if I remember, I'll look at the wiki soon, but I do actually think says he might actually know how to use it better. But I think like when a character like Wolverine has just been doing this for so long, like he knows all the corners of his power. Right. Except maybe, but I will say maybe Sync will be able to beat him with the hot knives or with the hot claws. Like that might be. Oh no!
Yeah, Wolverine just forgot how to do it. Sync just does it.
I'm sorry. I really do love Charles Silver, but that was a very dumb addition to his power.
Second mutations don't make sense anyways. So, like, how does Diamond Skin make any sense?
Beast?
Oh well, I think that was because of Cassandra Nova.
Oh no,
it seems like it was a plant or a transplant.
Right. But what to add on what you're saying, so Sync, yeah, that's kind of what his thing. He's more creative with the powers. Like with Chamber, he was able to fly using Chamber's powers, and that kind of pissed someone like, how are you flying with my powers? Like, I don't know, I'm just good at it.
It's kind of like once again, like when that's probably one of my favorite books, but a horrible premise. What's called it, The Mighty Thor, when Jane Foster was using the hammer better, well, not better, more creative than Thor. He said, like, I never knew Mjolnir could do that. Like, because
because he was stuck in the basics. Like Thor, like he only used the hammer just to hit things. He doesn't really take advantage of his uses. And with Sync, we've seen he can take multiple people's powers, and he's creative. He has an imagination.
I'm curious.
Why is he not a? Sorry, go ahead. Why is he not an Omega level?
I think he's not an Omega level because there are people who can do what he does better than him. So like, because that's the whole thing about Omega level. Is that like if someone can do your power better than you, like and they're human, then you can't be an Omega level.
Yeah. But
So,
theoretically, though, they don't need the 5 because of sync.
right. Well, sync and also triage
And and mimic.
and mimic, right?
Um,
Hey, is mimic a mutant? I always get confused about that.
He's on the island. It's been he's on the island.
Right. Well, I mean, so is Bruce. Yeah, so is Bruce sometimes, but he's like a guest.
the only
So.
person I could think of that has like Nimrod's, sorry, not Nimrod. The only person I could think of that has Sync's power is like a Nimrod. Like, what else has Sync's power?
Well, Sync's.
Hope.
Who?
Hope.
Hope.
Oh,
Yeah, Hope
shit.
Summers. By
Okay.
but she's like by proxy, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And now technically Rogue too, but she has to do the skin stuff.
Oh, Rogue has to touch you to take the powers. Sync can just be near you, and I think Hope's either or. Either she can be right next to you, or she can touch you. It's been a while since I've looked
One
at
thing
Hope.
I thought of for an argument I had with someone a while back, the reason why Darwin is not Omega level is because we have Legion power manifestation.
Well,
Omega level power manifestation.
Yeah, that's I could see that. But another thing with Darwin's power is reactive.
Right.
It's based on the environment. Like if I were to just take Darwin and put him in space quickly or like almost immediately, his body would adapt to space. So it's kind of funny because his power is like both passive and reactive, but it's not necessarily like something has to happen to him for his powers to activate.
Manifestation though, right? Still a manifestation.
Kinda.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Depends on the situation.
I think that's a fair way. I think that's a fair way to describe it.
I would say it's just based on the situation. Like, because remember with World War Hulk, Darwin just his power. He's like, if the Hulk's here, be somewhere else. So
that's basically like his power is based on survival. So it's basically like I will say that's funny though because literally he fought death itself, or it was either death or Hela. No, I think it was death, and then he turned into a being that could beat death. So it's just like, well, why could how can we do that for the Hulk?
That's the interesting thing though. So like, what if he's in a room that he can't escape from? Can he evolve to fight the Hulk?
I think so. I mean,
it would basically, well, either one or two things happen. Either he will evolve something to beat the Hulk, or he can actually escape the room. Because like he could just get intangibility, like Kitty Pryde's power, and then get out.
Right. Like, like also here's something I forgot. Darwin's still stuck in the vault.
Yeah.
No.
When did he come out?
Darwin died.
Can you kill him?
I think they blew him up. I think that was the final mission, was to blow him up so they could resurrect him in the real world. I think they blew him up. I think they went to the center tower or whatever in the vault and they blew him up. Whether or not that kills him in a virtual world, I don't know. But like, I think they killed him.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's been a little bit, and that's funny too because that's one of the better issues of that run.
Yeah, that was a great one.
And hey, I just like the fact that they had like a mostly black team.
Yeah, they had.
They made an
Darwin. Darwin's black, but he's albino.
They should have called them the Oreo line. That's a Mighty Ducks reference. It's a Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, they should have brought Bedlam, so he could get some play too. But it made sense why they brought everyone. Like they brought Sync so he could copy Darwin's powers, and they brought X-23 because she's prone to like survive things as well. And she was also the striker of the team.
I just feel like that whole thing could have been a limited series. Like
it kind of is.
Kind of, but like it's like we could have had more. It could have been like its own thing. Could have been like maybe a one shot or maybe like a 2-3 issue limited series.
I'll say this: if this whole X-Men thing was only like 4 or 5 books, I'd be fine with that. But we really can't be. We can't. There's too many books already.
There's 6. There's only 6. One
seems
solo
like
title.
It seems like the Children of Vault are one of those key factors. Those are the proto-humans of Powers of X. Am I correct? Right?
Oh, give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm pretty sure the Children of the Vault or I think they call themselves proto-humans, and I think that was the term used to describe the librarian from Powers of X.
Okay,
So it should be
I'm gonna have to
pretty
go back
important.
and read that because that, like, first one, that the supernova storyline is amazing, just
Sorry,
amazing.
Supernova.
Supernova.
Supernova?
That's when they introduced them in the Mike Carey's Supernovas
Apologies for
right
that.
before Messiah
Back.
Complex. Hey, welcome back. Also, can we just talk about Rogue's team during that run?
For Excalibur.
No. When for Supernovas, when she it was her, Cannibal, Iceman, Cable, Sabretooth, Mystique, Lady Mastermind, Omega Sentinel. I was like, that is a stacked team. Good for them.
Yeah, they know when to. Yeah, they know when to make a team when they really need to.
And Rogue was in charge. I'm like, I love Rogue when she has the hood on. This mean Rogue is kind of like Wu-Tang when she has that, like, she is not somebody to mess with.
Are you getting paid by Wu-Tang to make as many references as possible?
Wu-Tang! Wu-Tang! No, I just really like the show. But okay, going on to X-Men. Nightmare shows up. He's just like, he's basically doing a sing in the rain, like, Doctor Strange is finally dead. I can do what I want.
He's like, I can sleep at night. No, literally, I can sleep at night.
Oh man, I would just like to see how Doctor Strange would have tortured Nightmare. Like, how?
I know we saw that.
No, I thought he'd be more annoying.
Right, no, I'm telling you, go read the Mark Waid run of Doctor Strange. Like, literally, I don't think there's one book that Mark Waid has written that I do not like. That's how good he. If I don't like this, people may not know this, so I'll tell it now. I am a big not anti-fan of Deadpool, and I'm a big anti-fan of Venom. I think if anyone could do it, Mark Waid could have me appreciate Deadpool. If anyone could do it, it'd be Mark Waid.
Or Al Ewing.
No.
Am I allowed to show panels?
I don't even think, not even him. I had to see. I mean, I know he's a good writer, but I don't. Venom's like Venom's pushing it. I'm curious to be like. Granted, I do want to see. I mean, like John Ridley's writing it. For Black Panther, which I think is a good choice. I'd love to see Chuck Brown or David F. Walker write Black Panther for a little bit. But let's get like, hey, screw it, man. Let's see how just give Al Ewing every book Marvel has, and it maybe will get bit. Like, but
I mean,
Al Ewing's already writing like 10, so
he's good at it.
I know he is good.
That boy good. Yeah. Good and terrible. Man, if Marvel loses Mark Waid or Al Ewing, it's over.
Well, Mark Waid. Well, I don't think they're losing him, but I know Mark Waid's writing I believe the premise was an adult Superman book. So I'm like, okay, what does adult mean? But
is it going to be like Clark Kent going to the bank and kid is like, wait, what do you mean I don't have the money in there?
Right.
This is bullshit.
I paid my water bill.
or I would really like to see Superman deal with immigration issues.
Yeah,
like because he technically, like, he is illegal.
Let's see. Okay, let's see. I just looked it up. So it's so not adult. It said a mature Superman series.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but I want to see it.
Like,
and then let's see. And then this is gonna be. There's also a World's Finest book by Mark Waid and Dan Mora. And as you know, Dan Mora, he's my man for Power Rangers. So what you call it?
You can't be mad at that. Oh, right. I saw this TikTok the other day with all the Black Rangers, and then they showed Walter Jones, the original Black Ranger.
Yes.
I looked up how old he is. He's in his 50s.
Yeah. That's the power. Like that's the power of the grid of the morphin grid.
Like, all right. I remember I was a kid, and I don't know if I'm gonna age myself. Used to be this little magazine called TV Guide. It was a magical book. It was like a website, but with words and paper. And they had the Power Rangers on it, and they had all the actors' original ages. And come to find out that Kimberly, Billy, and Zach were all the oldest. They were 23 years old.
Yeah.
Tommy was actually the youngest, which I find
Yeah.
kind of that
Which
was
he looked like, which you look like the oldest.
yeah. But like, yeah, these guys are in their 50s now, or at least approaching their 50s. That's
Right.
really cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
So the X-Men comic, one thing I kind of didn't like was we didn't
Yeah.
get to see Sync's nightmare. I wanted to know
That's because
what his
that's
nightmare
because he
is.
doesn't. That's because Sing doesn't have nightmares.
oh no, oh man,
He's living his best life anyway.
What
um
about Firestorm? We didn't see him either. I don't think.
Who?
yeah, we saw Sunfire. He
Sunstorm.
was up.
Did we see his nightmare?
No, he was up. Like he was awake.
Oh,
He was just
okay.
drinking coffee because he's on Japanese time. So he was just
Fair.
like
Jesus
quietly.
Christ.
Fair.
But with Sync though, I think if they were to do Sync, I would really like to see how does he feel about being black and being a mutant, because we never really see that. And I feel like,
Yeah, not really.
I mean,
Especially how focused the world is on the X-Men right now. Yeah, I can see
Well,
that.
that I just think it's kind of like the marketing for Marvel too. I just think they're more Marvel is. I mean, I can kind of blame Bryan Singer too. That's the whole can of worms in itself. But I think they've made it more like being an X-Men or not an X-Men, being a mutant is more akin to being LGBT. All right, let me be fair, LGBTQ plus, as opposed to like nationality or race or even religion. I think that they tied it more to that. And I'm like, I mean, sure, but you're kind of diluting the brand a little bit. Not even right. You're kind of like diluting the message to just make it like that one thing. Like it's a lot because I mean, spoiler alert for people who don't know this, but there are like people of color who are black. I mean, sorry, people who are black. There are people of color who are gay, who are gay, lesbian, trans, all that. But for some reason, like they think that the experience is like the same in terms, especially in terms of like a discrimination. But like, no, you need to address that because like, no offense, but like Cyclops literally has a nuke in his head, but he gets more appreciation and more recognition than say Nightcrawler, who is a blue dude. So
There is an element of both though from the beginning. Like mutants are both a race, and they are also there's a phobia against them. So there might be some people that have a phobia against black people, but that's something that's probably a long back, like 40s, 50s, maybe 60s.
Well, it wasn't the start of that, but like it was kind of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby really did tie that to like the civil rights movement. And to be fair, it wasn't just black people fighting for civil rights. It was LGBT people as well. But the I won't even say that. I don't want to play struggle Olympics, but the forefront was definitely was definitely black people. I would almost argue that when it comes to civil rights, like when it comes to a lot of stuff that like for rights for Americans, like black people have a very big hand in like that happening when it comes to equality. I'm not taking away from any other group that fights for the same rights, but like you got to give it to, not even give, you have to at least recognize like the forerunners and like the power players, and that is definitely like the black community when it comes to that, particularly in American history.
Also, I want to talk about this little scene where Nightmare went into Wolverine's mind, and he's like, yeah, she could figure out what's going on, but she doesn't want to because she doesn't want to fall in love with Sync, which kind of made me think like, oh, she doesn't want to fall in love with a black dude.
No, I don't think that's the thing.
I'm like, then what's the issue?
She did it before.
No, she has. She's never been with a black dude.
No, she's been in love. No, I'm talking about in the previous comic, she was in love with him. Remember?
Yeah, but like, remember, this is the one that doesn't know that.
Like,
right.
So my question is, but if it's happened before, I'm just saying, this is technically the only thing that's changed is that like she doesn't remember going into the vault. So like, what with that? So if she was like inherently racist, I don't know. Maybe that's the thing about racism. Maybe you just have to expose somebody to like the race for long enough, and then they'll just not be racist.
Just say like no, because he say like she doesn't want to fall in love with him. I'm like, what the hell is that supposed to be?
That for anybody. So let's just take Mike Pence and just drop him in San Francisco for like a couple of years, and he'll just change his tune.
Let's not forget though, this is the difference between a 22-year-old girl and a 322-year-old girl. Yeah. She's matured. She at this point she doesn't think she could possibly want a guy. Mm-hmm. After 300 years of existence, she wanted a husband, I guess.
It just kind of, I suppose, but don't forget, like it wasn't that long ago in all new X-Men that she was pining for Cyclops and she got with Angel. So I'm like, what the crap is this going?
Well, okay, I'm really surprised no one ever talks about that. Like Cyclops and Angel,
Right.
like, hey Logan, yeah, we both banged your daughter.
Well, I don't think Cyclops did. Cyclops at that point he had gone to space. I will say that when they reconnected, she immediately went to go hug him and making Jean Grey mad. But no offense, but come on, Bendis, like the love triangle, and then like at the very end, like Jean kind of got with Beast. I'm like, what is going on with this book? Like,
Man, like Bendis really hurt the X-Men. He made Beast into like the biggest hater. Like he was in love with Jean this entire time, and like,
well, we knew that.
Huh?
Well, we knew that.
Kinda, but
So
like,
my guess for the reason. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's just like,
yeah.
Okay, Beast knew. Like, my thing is, did Jean know? Because like, you can't turn off your telepathy. You always know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, did Jean know? And she just like, oh yeah, that's okay. Like, he doesn't know. I know, but he doesn't know. I don't know. Telepaths are weird. Like they know how you feel about them, and they will still say like, no, I'm not gonna mess with you.
So the reason why I think Wolverine is fighting herself is she's probably afraid that if she falls in love, she'll be weak. Kind of like Wolverine always thinks that if he's happy, he's weak.
He's not Angel. If he gets happy, he's not gonna go fully evil. Come on, man. Wolverine, like Laura, I don't understand. Why would she think that she would fall in love with him? That's a leap. Couldn't she just be like robbed of her uncertainty, like what Shaw said about Kitty? It's like, I killed you, but like I really robbed you of your doubt. We knew that you're legit, and that's why I did it. You should be thankful.
Right. I'm still curious what they're doing with Shinobi with that.
It's less that she's afraid of falling in love, more afraid of being happy. Because like I said, like Wolverine back in like originally end of House of X, like male Wolverine. I don't know what his name is now, but
it's Wolverine.
It's Wolverine.
Yeah,
They're both Wolverine.
Yeah, so Wolverine, he said something about being happy makes you weak. So I'm thinking that that's what she's afraid of. That if she's happy, she's weak, and if she's weak, the people she loves dies. That's what I guess.
Then, like, yeah.
I don't want to put down Wolverine, but he just be saying shit. He just be like, he'll say, "Oh, you either learn or you die. You kill."
It's an odd thing too, like that. Like X-Force should definitely be difficult for Wolverine because like he knows that like his memory is already messed up. So like, so how can you say, oh, being happy makes you weak? How would you even know that? Like that's just a memory that you recollect. For all you know, you had a memory where you were happy and on top. Like
I'm just saying. I mean, like, isn't he happy living at the Summers house, like rent free?
I think this is what happens.
A real problem with that.
This is what happens when a 40-year-old man writes for a 22-year-old girl, Apparently all her nightmares are about falling in love. Like, what?
So, like,
that's Wolverine's nightmares? It's falling in love, not the torture she went through, not the torture of her sister.
Because she's not. To be fair though, she's not just a girl. She's a specific. For a long time she was a clone, but she at least was experimented on. So she's a little bit different. So it's not just like she's like a regular teenage girl. So I do get what you mean, but like there is like a rhyme to that reason. So
this feels like everyone else is having nightmares about killing millions or letting down and having millions die because of them, and hers is fucking falling in love. It's
right.
No, actually, with Jean, like I'm
got real problems.
Like Jean, I feel like why is like the Phoenix the one thing that she's guilty of? Like she's not guilty about Madeline. Like she's not guilty about anything else. Like. Yeah. She has nothing to be guilty
about. With her literal physical affair with Cyclops.
Well,
I mean, like she cheated on Cyclops for years, and like she's like, oh yeah, I'm fine. I didn't do anything. Like the Phoenix is the one thing she's guilty about.
I can see this being her worst moment, though. I can see this being the PTSD that keeps her up.
Yeah, but like she
lost control, but she was imagine being cognitive it's not like she lost. It's not like she was possessed and lost control of her body. She's cognitive. She's in control of her body, but she still can't say no, and she's killing everyone. It is such a crazy thing. I can see it really messing you.
I still want to see how she feels about Madeline, because I feel like
she's the reason. I think she's 90% of the reason Madeline wasn't brought back. I think Cyclops would have brought her back.
Yeah, well, Cyclops did make it seem. Cyclops did make it seem like it was a vote. So like, but Havoc did say that you could have voted harder, or you could have like advocated harder. But it's like Cyclops pulled a James Madison and said like, I will not argue against it. Like he basically said that I won't argue for it, but I won't argue against it.
I just don't know why. Sorry, go ahead.
No, and plus, if you think about it, most of like, it makes sense. Storm would. All right, whoever Jean votes, there's a certain amount of people who will follow it because like they know Jean, they know Madeline. Like, yeah, if I'm okay with it if Jean's okay with it. That means Storm, Kitty.
The way Storm's voted has already been kind of inconsistent because I'm surprised that Storm voted against bringing Wanda back. They didn't really explain why. She just voted like no, and we didn't even get a reason why. She just voted no. And like that seems definitely kind of counterintuitive to this, particularly like the pedestal they always put her on and these books. Like,
I mean,
I recall that differently. I recall her being one of the very few that voted that argued. No. I remember Storm saying we have resurrection, something like, why don't we do it for humans too? There's no reason.
She voted, but she like for Trial of Magneto, I believe it was issue 2. She definitely voted against it.
Well, we'll leave that one for now, but I'll look up that one later.
And like
it's either one or two, like for sure. But I think it was might be number 1 because like it had to be the same issue. It was number 1 because it was the same issue that Quicksilver ran onto the island. Which, by the way, no one questioned. I was like, hey, why are you on the island, buddy? Human. They didn't
actually, it was the second time that happened. Second time somebody ran on the island.
I'm just saying, like they weren't enforcing like the rule that had been. It's like, okay, I guess you can be on the island if it's grief.
I just also the Ben Urich thing. I like how they're pushing that along very nicely.
I know because like they don't have a Jessica Jones book out, so they gotta put him on.
They gotta remind people he's not dead.
Right.
Why is he always dead?
Cancer? Didn't he die of cancer one time?
I think so. I don't know, like I don't understand why Cyclops feels guilty about what he did when it came to taking over the X-Men and mutant kind in general, because he didn't do anything wrong. It's not like he was going out and attacking people.
Yep. Okay, so go on. I'm looking at the page now for you, MJ.
I got it here too.
It's page 13. It says all opposed, and Storm has definitely raised her happy hand up.
She was like, she was probably hangry. She's like, you know what? Like, I gotta get to the green glue. I'm really hungry. It's like, you know what? I don't care about this girl. I don't care about Madeline. I want to see pettiness in X-Men.
Right.
I want to see more pettiness.
Oh, we did see pettiness. We saw pettiness with we saw pettiness with Sebastian Shaw, and we saw extra pettiness, even though he did nothing wrong. And when it came to Storm, Kitty, and what you call it, and Emma Frost. I'm surprised they just didn't end Loki too by proxy. I'm surprised that they didn't get Magic at that point too. Why just get everybody?
Remember that part where they threw like Sebastian Shaw jumped out of the window and like
yes.
Kid and Glob was like what's going on? And Kitty's like, hey Glob, bye Glob. I'm like,
I have no idea why they keep trying to make Glob a thing, but they keep trying.
I'm sorry. Like, I would really call out Kitty probably at every opportunity. Like, you're going to tell me what's decent? Aren't you the one? Like, aren't you the one who sexually harassed a Russian immigrant when you were 13 years old?
We're just going to keep adding qualifiers to it each time.
Right. I mean, that's what, like, and I would go like, Wolverine, I know you ain't talking because you allowed it. You degenerate, manipulative motherfucker. Like all of you, even you, Kurt.
All right, so you saw the page, MJ?
Yes. It was Kitty Pryde. It was Kitty Pryde, the only good one in the room with
she's the good one.
Nightcrawler too.
Nightcrawler that voted to resurrect humans.
So yeah, those were like the only two.
I don't know why Storm would say
And
that, but
Exactly, because Kitty Pryde, what's called, because Kitty Pryde has to stay the pure one. She's like, Kitty Pryde is the Ahsoka Tano of the series, and like we can't have her be looking bad. We gotta always make her look good.
like imagine Black Panther died. You tell me Storm wouldn't try to resurrect him? Like,
I
no.
mean, I don't know. Like they always go back and forth with like how she views Black Panther. Because don't forget, like in the very beginning, well, almost the very beginning, with Giant Size X-Men, Emma Frost, and Jean Grey, it made it seem like Black Panther or T'Challa and Storm were like combined at the hip, like mentally, basically, or like he's so ingrained in her psyche. And then later on, she steals what's it called, Skybreaker.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, what is this?
Which he was okay with, though.
He wasn't okay with it. He was hurt. He was.
Well, he said he was going to give it to her, though. I mean, like he was okay for the.
No. I'll tell you exactly what Black Panther was doing. He was like, I'll give it to you. No, but wait though. I'll be there in a couple of days. I can't stay here a couple of days.
It was Shuri that said that specifically. Shuri said that like you have to like we're more than likely be able to give it to you, but you're gonna have to wait. And then Storm was like, I can't wait. And then so she took Skybreaker.
They got intergalactic communication, but they can't talk on Earth.
No. Seriously, no. This is some real stuff. Like you go, okay. Storm and Black Panther seem like a couple that broke up, but they still have to work together. And she goes to the job. It's like, hey, I need something, and they're like, they're intentionally stonewalling her. They're making her wait. They put her.
But it was his thing though. You can't just take something that doesn't belong to you.
She does it all the time. She was a thief. That's kind of her thing.
That's not an excuse, by the way. That's not to say that, oh, she took something without permission and you go, she's a thief. That's worse. You made it worse. Like,
well, she is a kind of a bad person.
It depends. I would say it depends on if she was still like what legal authority does she have in Wakanda right now? Is she queen, ex-queen? Is she goddess, ex-goddess? I don't know what authority she has.
Back and forth.
She can go anywhere she wants. She's the queen of the solar system.
Yes, I mean, doesn't really have to like no one's really contested. I kind of want them to actually have like someone that is like the former king or queen to be like, oh, word, and like I already took my position.
She's only region of Morocco, and I figure voice of the solar system.
Well, yeah, voice of the solar system, but who put her in charge of that besides herself, really?
Well, I don't think she has like executive power over the earth. Like she can't just be like, Wakanda now has to give up all pencils.
That's what Namor believes. He thinks he owns all of Earth.
Right. Well, I mean, he's kind of right. I mean, there is more water than Earth. So like, I was like, hey, you gotta got us there, buddy.
Well, Atlantis is all fluff, though. I mean, they ain't really gonna do
Earth shouldn't even be called Earth. It should be called Aqua. Honestly, like we are just arrogant human beings, and we just go for the stuff that we can.
Until we learn there's at minimum 10 billion Atlanteans, they're fucking nothing.
Yeah.
No, you got the whole 80% of the Earth, and your population is what, 1 billion, 300 million. Like, what is their Atlantean population? I can't imagine it's 1 billion.
Yeah, and also like
barely see it. I will say like one of the few things that DC does better than Marvel is that they have a more realized Atlantis than Marvel's Atlantis. I'll give them that, but that's very far and in between.
Well, there's two Atlantean kingdoms. There's Atlantis in like the Atlantic, and then there's like a rogue kingdom in the Pacific.
Right, which makes sense because you can't really call Atlantis if it's in the Pacific. It's kind of.
Oh, okay. I have a question for you guys, real quick. Okay. All right. If Disney and the MCU are in the same universe, does that mean Namor knows the Little Mermaid?
You would have to.
Like, are they related?
Maybe. Technically speaking, based on from Disney lore, technically speaking, I believe that means that Hercules and Ariel are like first cousins or something like that. Or like they're like, I remember not even first cousins, but they're closely related because Neptune is like related to Poseidon, and right. Poseidon is obviously the uncle of Hercules, so they're somehow connected by that.
Right. I was just thinking about that, like, just imagining Namor showing up in the Little Mermaid. He's like, why is your daughter going like being a stalker for a human?
Okay, right. I called it. Yeah. They are first. So they're first cousins once removed, which means they're not related then, because removed. I believe removed means you're not related.
Right. Like, also, where is Atlantis? Like, where on the planet is Atlantis?
I would think
Atlantis is by Krakoa. It's close to Krakoa.
Okay, so
okay, so that just better question. Where's Krakoa? Now where you?
Well, both in
the South Pacific, or just in the like Pacific Indian Ocean kind of area, because they're always moving.
No.
Okay.
Atlantis is in the Atlantic. Krakoa is in the Pacific. Yeah, you're right about that. Shit, I was wrong about that then.
Yeah.
Atlantis.
I thought I saw a map of them close by. Maybe it's one of the other islands.
I'm just gonna look at the.
What are their?
Okay, there we go. So it's right above Japan. They're right. They're kind of close to. So they're right above Australia. That's kind of cool.
That's Krakoa, though, right? Yeah, that's Krakoa.
Yeah, Krakoa. So that would be that's definitely the Pacific. So yeah, they're right above. Yeah, they're right above. We're not right above, but they are above. Excuse me. Australia. Forgive me. That would be New Zealand. I forgot that might be. This might be Indonesia. As you can see,
there's a Krakoan island called Danger Island in the Atlantic, though.
Yes, there is. There is. That's where I think no, it's not. No, okay. I was thinking that it was that's where Moira is, but no, she's on Krakoa's skin tag. My bad.
That's where they it's where the X-Men parked their new robot.
Right, their new robot. You see, another thing, and they got mechs. I'm telling you, just make X-Men an anime. I mean, a manga. Just you can do it. Do it, you cowards.
It makes sense.
Give everyone swords. And
make them the Power Rangers.
Throwing stars. Power suits.
Form Neutron. Like
mutant technology. Assemble. Da-da-da-da.
No. But like I like Silver. What is with gnats? Damn gnats! Got a pregnant gnat try to get in me. Try to see
gnats.
Yeah, I know a pregnant gnat when I see it. Wait, you don't remember Kevin Hart? Oh God, you're Jesus Christ.
So we should probably get back to the X-Men comic.
Yeah, we're back on it. X-Men, I'm loving it. Next week it's a little bit disappointing because we got Trial Magneto 3 and that's the only thing that's coming out. That's
which I thought Trial Magneto would be done by now, and it's not. It seems to be running concurrent with all this with other stuff, and so I'm confused with timeline again.
Like, what is it Halloween now, or is it fucking Trial Magneto? Like, what?
Just, like every week he keeps getting sent to the council, and every week that he escapes.
The thing about it is, so this isn't even like a trial. This is just Magneto being brought in for questioning.
Right. So it's more of an investigation.
Right.
I mean, and to be fair, he's already confessed too. That's the funny part.
We can still get the trial. We still got quite a few issues left.
I don't think Marvel's that subtle.
I will say that they've done he has had more of a trial than Sabretooth, so that's nice.
But at least they had Sabretooth right in front of the council. Like at least they actually gave him a trial. Even it was like a OJ trial.
Which, I mean, fun enough, I'm not gonna lie, I did forget because I see soon Sabretooth is actually gonna come back. I'm gonna be like similar to what happened in Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Is like, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot you were even here. Like I totally forgot that Sabretooth was in the island. I'm like, oh crap, I totally forgot about him.
Oh, okay, you guys, Hellions. Let's talk about Hellions real quick because that's about the end. And why did Psylocke look like she was completely confused? Like she didn't do this. Like all that was her fault. She could have told the council about what was going on, but she didn't. Like she
Right.
thought, oh, I get, I'm rolling with Sinister. He'll do me right. Wrong. Like,
Yeah.
Well, she didn't need to because they had we had what's his name? The psychotic dude.
Oh, Empath.
Havoc.
Empath. They had empath. So it's not like anything she would have said would have been I don't know.
Yeah, but like empath should not even been like that should have been like a last resort because
Right.
okay, basically
Definitely not your first choice.
yeah, like you do not want to.
Well, he's the only one on the team that won't form bonds.
True, but
Isn't like reporting to Krakoa or reporting to the council bond?
No, that's he's getting something out of it. I don't know what I can't remember exactly what it was. Maybe he's fucking Emma. Maybe he's.
no, he's not. He wants to. He tried, but like she put a stop to that quickly.
That's
I
kind of
can't
funny too,
remember.
because that was his teacher at one point. That's
Yeah,
kinda funny.
yeah, exactly. Like he tried to make her subservient to him, and she just like it's like you ever try to do that stuff to me again. I'm like, all right. I would like to see a reunion of all of Emma's students.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I think we saw some of them on the island, so that would be kind of.
We saw the Hellions, but we haven't seen Generation X all together. Like
we saw the oh god, I totally forgot back when I was like still reading. I mean, I'm still reading it, but back when I was like really into it and New Mutants, like Cypher went out and got like, I feel like there was like he was like kind of like a resistance fighter for like the X-Men or for like the X books to help him with Cosmar.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, what a deep cut, and then we just kind of didn't do that anymore.
So how did you guys feel about the X-Men this week?
Yeah, more of an event, like more of a kind of a not a throwaway book, but kind of more of an event book. So I'm like, okay, like 'tis the season. So we
like
we'll just go with it.
What about
I
you?
loved it. I loved it. It was everything I wanted from a comic. You got epic battles, some new feats and power scaling and cool stuff like that. I liked it.
Okay. Oh, okay. My Wu-Tang Clan New Mutants. Let me tell you. All right. I
you said Magic is ODB.
So like, yeah, okay. Magic is ODB.
Already off to a good start.
I do want to talk about the Jean versus Nightmare though, but we can do
that.
Go ahead.
Essentially,
so I've watched a lot of reviews. Sorry, real quick. I've watched a lot of reviews on it, and people are really mad at it. They're really mad at it. They think Nightmare was like Jean is just a Mary Sue, I guess, and a MacGuffin popping in. Because Nightmare is supposed to be like a. They've never really power scaled Nightmare, but
he is able to go toe to toe with Doctor Strange. So I do kind of understand where they're coming from with that.
We would say he's a telepath though, right? He's not super strong. He's a telepath.
Well, I wouldn't say I gotta really. He might be. I think that's the way to look at it. But he's able to. No, I can't even say that because he's able to enter your dreams. So you have to be asleep most of the time. So that's
a kind of telepath. So he's a telepath and like a sleepnopath or whatever that would be. There was like a term for that. I can't.
Like a somnolence, I think that's something. Yeah.
Somnopath.
No.
Yeah, it's like somnolepsy, something like that. We'll look it up. Let me just look him up.
But yeah, he says Jean's a Mary Sue. That's a new one. Like
I tend to think of it like imagine if Nightmare entered Charles Xavier's dreams. Yeah, I don't think anyone would have complained if Charles Xavier kicked Nightmare out of his head and then bitch slapped him. But because Jean is a woman, I think I don't know. Maybe.
If you call someone a Mary Sue, most times that does mean like most times it is given to a woman. There is the male equivalent called the Gary Stew. But yeah, most times when you say Mary Sue, it is to a woman.
But I would say that there's one movie scene that completely describes what happened with Nightmare and Jean Grey. It's from the 1995 movie Friday, where Debo, played by Tiny Zeus Lester, just knocked out somebody, and you saw Chris Tucker go in front like, you got knocked the fuck out. And
it says that he is able to capture a sleeping person's astral form and bring it to his realm. There they are tormented in various ways as he chooses. he can also possess people to work through them. So it's kind of like Freddy Krueger. So,
Right, yeah, exactly. He's essentially Freddy.
right.
Like,
Oh, but it doesn't say anything about him being a telepath. Is what I want to point out. It's basically like it active. It's almost as if, which is I've seen this happen before. I think the first time I really saw it was in Yu Yu Hakusho, funny enough. But I think they also did it in like this random, like, shout out to Cartoon Network. It also was in this little cartoon called The Life and Time of Juniper Lee. But basically they established that like when you go to sleep, you like your form or your kind of consciousness goes to like the dream world. And so that's kind of like Nightmare's world. So that kind of makes sense. So
but part that doesn't make sense. I can understand him having astral powers in the astral realm. Maybe that's not telepath, maybe that's astropath. I don't know. But he's clearly, because Doctor Strange is dead, he came to our world.
Right.
So he's walking in a physical body, entering people's mind. Is that still astral telepathy, or is that now telepathy?
I think it's still a form of astral projection, because he might not actually be there. That makes sense. He might just be projecting his presence onto our world, but they might not like physically be. Kind of similar to what happened with Luke in The Last Jedi. And this is probably one of the few times that I'm going to say a good thing about that movie, because I fucking hate that movie. But like when Luke was clearly on a different planet, like light years away, but he was able to project himself onto the, I think, it would crate onto crate. And it looked like he was real, and it even seemed like he was moving stuff, but he wasn't. Kind of like that.
okay.
So would we say he's omega level astral telepathy?
No, I'm not.
No, he's a
I
concept.
say that.
He's a concept. Like, he's a living concept of nightmares and
so like the three ranks that I know of is alpha, omega, beyond omega. Some people would say that nightmare is between either omega and beyond omega. Beyond omega typically means you can affect multiple planets. We have that one telepath girl, daughter of Xavier. She can affect multiple worlds. She's beyond omega.
Her.
So some people can affect multiple worlds. So they're beyond omega. Nightmare might be able to affect multiple worlds.
I don't think it really.
It depends on what you mean by world. It depends, like when you say world, you mean like, because technically speaking, now you mean like, oh, I'm able to affect someone sleeping on Earth and on Mars. So that's I'm omega level. Like,
but also like
that might be enough.
But MJ, I think you may be onto something, but with Nightmare, he's not a being in the traditional sense. He's a specter. I say he's more similar to Loki. Like he kind of
called him a dream lord. I've
right, yeah, okay, yeah.
By the way, like if you ever like when you post this and we get like the proverbial and the obligatory comments telling us that we don't know what we're talking about, you are right, because I did not know that much about Nightmare. So which I'm just telling you guys that right now, when you write the comment, I'm agreeing with you. I don't know. Like by next week, I'll know everything. But right now, I don't know. But I'm just telling you all now.
From my ignorance, I would put him next to like a Mephisto. That's why I would put him.
I think that's fair. I think right now that's a fair projection to put him at. But Mephisto is a physical being.
Would it be crazy if Nightmare was Mephisto's little brother?
Yeah, it would, because Mephisto has I believe Mephisto has a son, which is Blackheart.
Blackheart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be really funny if Nightmare was.
Isn't Daniel Hellstrom also related to Mephisto?
Everybody's related to Mephisto.
I think Daniel. I think he's related to Lucifer.
Okay. Well, sorry. Okay, I guess I'm mixing up my devils then.
Because there's actual Lucifer in the Marvel.
Right.
There's
an actual Lucifer.
Yeah, Mephisto was the Lucifer for like 50 years, and then they're like, well, how about we just make Lucifer?
It's like, nope, plot twist.
Oh man.
So ultimately, their fight though would be a battle of the brains, not so much a battle of physical strength. Because then I can understand if Jean Grey is tanking a punch from the Hulk, okay, that's Mary Sue. But two brain people, that I'm okay with.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. Like, okay. In the last issue, I was thinking about, I wonder what would happen if like the X-Men fought against horror movie monsters. Like, could Jean Grey take out Freddy Krueger? This answers that. Like, yeah, she would bitch slap him. Like, and then like, ugh, let him touch me. I don't know, like. I don't know. I would like to see some horror movie monsters in the Marvel universe just to see what would happen. Like, how would Michael Myers fare against Wolverine?
Oh yeah, we'll get that crossover when Marvel buys it. But I mean, with
it's coming.
I mean, we already got aliens, so
no, we call whoa, we call them the Brood. We call them the Brood? No,
no, they actually bought Alien. Remember?
Oh, right. No, but originally the Brood were supposed to be like
and
alien
now they'll just replace the Brood with the actual aliens.
I mean, actually, Brood versus the Xenomorphs would be really interesting to see.
And the Xenomorphs just destroyed the Brood. Like I was like, oh my god,
or they breed. Xenobrood.
Well, that's how the Xenomorphs operate. Is they steal genetics.
Yeah, because that was one of the few. Like that was one of the good things about that was one of the good things about what you call it, AVX. Not AVX. Jesus Christ. Alien versus Predator. Like when they went to the world, they had like a Predalien.
Well, like Prometheus is all about the origins of the Xenomorphs.
Right.
Well, they're not the origin of the Xenomorphs, but they just basically like one of the earliest alien races discovered the Xenomorphs, and then he got infected by one and created an even worse Xenomorph.
Okay. All right. Real quick, I just want to go through my Wu-Tang Clan list real quick.
Yeah, man.
The RZA, Danny, Jizza, Warlock, Ghostface, Sunspot, Raekwon the Chef, Cannonball, Inspector Deck, Karma, because we don't really hear about Inspector Deck that often. You God, Wolfsbane, Master Killer, Magma, and I already said ODB is Ileana, but as far as who is Method Man, the most successful out of the clan, Cypher.
Huh.
He's doing the best out of everybody out of his crew. Cypher's
doing the best?
Yeah. He's the voice of, he's arguably the most, he's talking to Krakoa. He can get Krakoa to do whatever he wants.
That's a good question too. But by that logic, how come he's not an Omega level mutant? If he's the only one doing that.
But because they always talk about like his powers could be suppressed by like a simple, really good program.
Yeah. What you mean his powers can be done like by a program?
Yeah. I mean like Universal Translator?
Yeah. Well, no, not Universal Translator, because technically speaking, he can like the way his power is like he can actually a language that doesn't even not exist, but a language that no one's ever heard of before. He can know it like immediately.
So, yeah, that's what Method Man. Like I was trying to really try to structure it so Sunspot was Method Man, but it just didn't work.
Who's the richest out of all of them?
Actually, I would say it's a Magma. She's a queen.
No. I'm talking about for the Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh, RZA.
Yeah. Okay.
He owns that. He owns everything Wu-Tang. But they all do. I guess he gave him a point. It's a whole thing. I don't know. I best guess RZA. Just saying. Method Man. Anyway, I think we're gonna wrap it up for this week. I'm gonna put this up in I'm gonna have it up by like tomorrow. But
did you put up the other video?
The other one, yes, it is. Okay. It's already up there.
I did not know that. All right.
So also I recorded another one today, so I'm trying to have a bunch of these come out.
No problem.
But Sterling, MJ, thank you for coming in. Hopefully we'll have this next week, or we could just skip it because Trial Magneto is going to be trash. Just trash.
Don't we have 3 comics coming out next week?
No, only one.
I thought it was just going to be one for X-Men.
Just one.
Just one.
Right.
No, we got Sword, Wolverine,
Trial.
Really? Okay.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Okay. All right. Well, then we're good.
Yeah. Yay! Sword is good. Hey, I don't know. You can't trust those. These things.
Yeah. I will say specifically, like I just looked it up on not the wiki on the app. That's what I normally do to get my comics is from the Marvel app. And X-Men was not on there, and I looked for it. And like that could just be a problem with my phone, but it was not on there. Like I literally had to like type in X-Men to get it.
That's
Sword is just getting Sword is getting incredible with like it's basically a Storm comic at this point.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No,
I liked it better when we were doing mutant technology, going to like I was like, no, go back to no, go back to something I like.
You just don't like she's slowly but surely becoming a goddess. You don't like it.
Yeah, because
no, she's becoming Daenerys from Game of Thrones. The show.
Please let that happen. And like the way they botched that ending, do that. Like she just kills everybody.
She's like, no, because I swear that last season was like Daenerys. No, apparently you can't tell a Targaryen no.
Black Panther Sir Jon Snow. He has to kill her.
No.
He has to put the blade where it belongs.
Oh, that's not right. It's hilarious, but it's hey, right? Hey, right? Thank you guys. We'll try to do this next week. This speaking for Sterling, MJ. This 1407 Great Malkin Lane. Signing out.
Peace.
Oh,